My dear brothers, why are you being washed away by the waves of Maya? Jai Shri Shivanandeshwara ki Jai, Jai Shri Jai Nitai ki Jai. As explained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Maya Ravashe, Yachi Veshe, Kacha Habudubu Bai. My dear brothers, why are you being washed away by the waves of Maya? One should come to the spiritual platform, and then one's activities will be permanent. Krita Punya Punjaha. This stage is attained after one accumulates the results of pious activities for many, many lives. Janma Koti Shukritar Na Labhyate, CC Madhurya 870. The Krishna consciousness movement wants to stop Koti Janma, repeated birth and death. In one birth, one should rectify everything and come to permanent life. This is Krishna consciousness. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Agyanatiminandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manolishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Savajatam Sahagana Varunatanditam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Bhavita Shri Vishakanditamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Yuna Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Ramami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Text 58 again. Tatorvak Patiladdakshaha Ka Pare Tavad Utitaha Krichrad Unmilya Vai Vishjir Achaste Dam Sahatmana. Lord Brahma's external consciousness then revived, and he stood up, just like a dead man coming back to life. Opening his eyes with great difficulty, he saw the universe along with himself. So, this verse coming just after Lord Brahma has been completely bewildered by Krishna's inconceivable potency. Specifically, all the calves and cow herd boys and cows have just revealed their identity to Lord Brahma, which is that they're actually Vishnu forms, Vishnu Murtis, as described by the Acharyas and Srila Goswami. Also, that these forms are not They weren't just Vishnu Maya, they weren't just Krishna's energy, or Vishnu's energy, but they were actually manifestations of Vishnu himself. They were actually expansions of Vishnu, not just his illusory energy or potency. Comparison is given that it's like a fire has symptoms of heat and light. So heat may be present, but you may not see the fire. So if you have like this thing here, you can feel the heat, but you don't actually see the fire. Whereas if the fire is present, then you see the fire and you understand that the fire is there. And so in the same way, these cowherd boys and calves, they were actually Krishna. They were the original fire. They were his personal representation. So in this verse, quite an amazing point where Lord Brahma, after having tried to exhibit his potency, is now finally opening his eyes, as we say, Om Gyana Timinandasya Gyana Jana Shalakaya Chakshur Ambili Tangena. Sometimes very difficult to open the eyes. Like physically, it's difficult to open the eyes, especially in the morning time when the alarm goes off. It's very difficult to open the eyes. Sleeping in the lap of the witch Maya, very difficult sometimes. In Bhagavatam class, also difficult to keep the eyes open sometimes, especially when people like me are speaking. But by the mercy of the spiritual master, our eyes can be opened with the torchlight of knowledge. So here we have Lord Brahma, and we can understand that he is also experiencing Chakshur Amilitankena. He's also, his eyes are being opened by his spiritual master. Who is the spiritual master of Lord Brahma? It is none other than Krishna. So, but unfortunately, having been empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to create the entire universe, Lord Brahma has forgotten his position as the humble servant of the servant of the servant, and he has taken up the role of trying to be the Supreme Master, or the Supreme Lord, specifically coming and getting involved in Krishna's pastimes in order to try to usurp him and show actually who the boss really is. Unfortunately, now he's realizing who the boss really is. I was just watching this, anyone seen these nice Krishna videos, Krishna and Vrindavan series, cartoon. I was watching this the other day. The pastime of Govardhan Hill was being depicted. Has anyone seen these videos to watch?
10 times.
10 times. I think it was my 8th I'm catching up. Very nice to just absorb yourself in Krishna's Leelas. And in this pastime of the stealing of, or lifting of Govardhan Hill, Lord Indra is there depicted as a kind of, in a mood maybe we wouldn't exactly think Lord Indra. He's kind of a little swanky and kind of like, hey, you know, I'm the king of heaven and I'm enjoying. And Brihaspati comes and, you know, tries to give him a little wake up. He says, you know, Indra, you're simply the king, but you're the king of heaven, but you're just getting your power from Vishnu, and actually you're, you know, a representative of Vishnu, and you shouldn't forget that. And he's like, no, I have all my devotees. They're offering all this, you know, their homage and performing all these sacrifices and yajnas for me. You know, so he's receiving this worship, and he's becoming bewildered by his false ego. And Brihaspati tries to inform him that, you know, if you continue with this, you know, prideful mentality, you're heading for a fall down. Yeah. that saying? Pride cometh before the fall. So, in that same Lord Indra, he was actually at that point he was quite disrespectful to Brahaspati. He just get away. So this is the power of Maya, is the power of the false ego, that somehow we can think ourselves so important, so significant, and if Krishna somehow empowers us to take a post of position of responsibility, then that can go to our heads, as they say. That then somehow you can become overwhelmed and think that, you forget Krishna altogether, and you just think that somehow by my own efforts, by my own ability, I'm here, and that by my intelligence and my knowledge, I can lead and guide and do everything. So it's sort of like, Krishna, thank you for getting me to this place, but now it's all up to me. Now, I'm in control. And Lord Brahma here is, as is explained in the verse, he's being revived to his external consciousness after having been absorbed or seen the amazement of Krishna's wonder and how Krishna has basically just taught him a little lesson